Hi, welcome back. And now we're going to discuss how do banks value your investment property. So, valuation is a very important aspect when we are investing or when we want to get equity. And the way that your property is valued is different it's done very different from banks and other institutes. So this is what we are going to discuss in this video. So there's a nice drawing in here which shows like how do you see a house. You always see it as a nice beautiful house. Your buyer will always look at it where they can get a discount and they're trying to buy it for less, a little bit smaller. Your renter or lender or appraiser will always looking at a cheaper point of view, and your tax assessor is always going to look at it as a big mansion, so that they can get most out of it. So look, this is just a small joke on a photo, but it's just an interesting way to explain things in this video going forward. Okay, so technically, there are three different types of valuations which you can get for your property. The number one is automated price estimate. So these are the ones that come from more from data, which is gathered over the period of years. So number one is the ones which we use as a paid service, and which is very which the people call it a little bit accurate, is a core logic or RP data as it's called. So it's a paid version. If you are using our services, we do provide it as a complimentary service, but for a limited number of properties. Otherwise, if you just want to look at prices, there's realestate.com, domain.com. They all have averages prices, and there's many other property data in Google these days, where you can just type in and you can get the estimated property prices. But those are very generic because it doesn't tell if your house has got a swimming pool or if it's got some new kitchen and all those stuff. Okay. The second one is where it's appraised by a person. It could be either by a real estate agent or it's by a person who is doing your taxes. For tax purposes, you do an appraisal. So the physical person normally comes in and does a valuation. If it's from a real estate agency, it's normally appraised a little bit higher than what it is because they do want to sell the property, and they want to get to be your business. So obviously they will try and appraise it a little higher. Not necessarily everybody, but in most cases. Okay. And on the third part of it is the bank valuation. So the bank valuation is the valuation which the bank so when you want a loan, the bank goes and values the property. So no banks will give you a loan without valuing the property. Okay. And the bank value, again, you've got to understand, is not the same as the market value, because the bank normally values the property more conservatively, because they need to make sure that if you're not paying your loans or if there's any bad debts, they'll need to recover it. So they are a little bit more conservative, and it's not the same as market value. Now, bank valuations, as you see, are there could be three types of bank valuations. One is automated one. Again, it's a system automated bank valuation. Again, they use those price estimates or the desktop valuation. So if you just say my property is 800, they might just spit in a number if it's yes or a no. Okay. The second one is a little bit more accurate, where you go and you drive past by. It's called a curbside valuation, and then based on the curbside valuation, looking at the outside of the property, the valuer usually values the property. Or the third one is a full valuation. So somebody actually goes, they writes everything in the property that you need to arrange access, and they'll give you a full valuation. That probably is the most accurate of all the valuations. Okay. So anyways, the reason we talk about valuations is if we want equity, we try and maximize the valuation as much as possible to the right amount, obviously. And as mortgage brokers, we have access to different banks, so we don't need to depend on the valuation of only one bank. So that's one of the big strengths for us, which we've always won business over the banks. And we've got so many clients saying, we bought a property, the valuation doesn't stack up, can you do something for us? And that's where we come in, because we have more options. And look, once we choose a bank valuation, the bank actually sends a external valuer, which is represented by the body. We cannot choose the valuation, but we have some experience where we can help you down the line. Okay. So I hope this thing helps to explain how valuation really works. And sometimes if your property is valued less than what it's selling in the market, please don't be disgruntled or angry, because that's how it's always done as a process, to give some buffer. Okay. And just one more thing is, normally when you buy a property, when you purchase a property, the valuations stack up. It's 9 out of 10 times they stack up. It's only sometimes that when the property market is fluctuating massively, it doesn't stack up. But most of the time when you purchase a property, it always stacks up. Okay, cool. Thank you for watching. Hope this was useful and see you in the next one. Cheers.